5 minutes.
Your awareness may be powerful enough to control your instincts. Your instinct will be to remove your hand from the box.
It's your girl Meesh, and welcome to another episode of the Luv MEESH Podcast.
So, are you planning on getting your vaccine?
No.
No.
No. I don't trust it. I've never gotten the flu shot either, though, and you and I have talked about that, and several of the doctors on my team talked to me about, Wendy, we'll get the flu shot. I've never had the flu. I'm not getting a flu shot. I very rarely get a cold. I never have headaches. I don't take an aspirin because I feel my heart murmur or something like that. I'm not getting, no, I don't trust it. There, I said it. Yeah.
So let me go back to vaccines for a second, because what you say and believe is so important to a lot of people. I mean, millions and millions of Americans are going to say, Wendy Williams didn't get a vaccine, so I don't want to get a vaccine. So let me just ask you, if there's anything that could happen that would make you feel comfortable, 10 million people get vaccinated without a problem. Your neighbor gets vaccinated, a sibling, your son gets vaccinated, someone that's dear to you gets vaccinated and does well, that might make you think, you know, just to get past the hassle of having to lie on my back, recovering from COVID-19, or maybe not recovering, is not worth the risk, that I might actually consider this vaccine.
I'm not getting the vaccine. Listen, 10 million people and more have the flu vaccine, and how many people per year catch the flu? You know, no, I'm not getting the vaccine, Dr. Oz. I'm not. I don't trust it.
And is there something in particular you don't trust about it? The fact that it was made quickly, the fact that we don't have enough follow-up? What specifically is bothering you about it?
Doctors are really smart people, but doctors don't know everything. And that's been proven as well. I'm not getting the vaccine. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't get the vaccine, everybody watching. I'm just saying I'm not getting the vaccine.
Hey, loves! Welcome to another episode of Luv MEESH Podcast. And I know that's right. You heard Wendy. Today we are talking about no. I just love how Wendy said no. And then no. Like, she reasserted herself over and over again. Like, you cannot change my mind. I said no. I have never in my life experienced so much pushback from a choice I've made. You know, I wish they were this consistent with telling women not to get an abortion, to telling people not to do drugs, to encouraging people to eat better and exercise, to end crimes and violence. I wish they were this persistent with finding missing kids, which we all know they ain't missing. They're being sacrificed. If they were this consistent with sex trafficking, which I think that's related to the missing kids. You know, the list goes on. I just wish they had that much pushback for other things over this COVID. It's really, like, pissing me off to the max. Like, do we not have free will to say no, and leave me the fuck alone? And now they're getting to the point where they're going to be knocking on people's door. Get the fuck. I wish I had my property in my land already, because I would definitely put no fucking trespass right on my yard. And I don't know if that'll work with me just putting it on my door. It's so funny because my daddy was knocking today and I didn't expect him. And the maintenance man was knocking like the police. It's a police knock. Like one time, I always do something while I'm running my bath water, and I was just lost in the sauce, probably on social media, in my phone, and my tub overflowed, and the water was leaking to my downstairs neighbor house, and they had to call the cops. He went to banging on that door so hard, my heart dropped. Like, what the fuck? Like, trying to bust the shit down. So my daddy was knocking, like, no, the maintenance man was knocking like that. And I was like, that's so fucking disrespectful. Number one, you didn't call. I work at a call center. You know, that's rude as hell. I'm on the phone. And I just didn't answer the door. So my dad did it. Baby, I got my robe. I was ready to go the fuck off. And I was like, oh, did you see my face? I was about to give it to you. Knocking like the police. I'm like, I live alone. Don't do that. Knocking like that. So I wish they would come knocking on my door like that. Like, no. If somebody says no is their answer, and leave them the fuck alone. Like, what is so hard about that? But anyways, I'm going to give you guys a whole podcast on the dangers of the COVID shot. I have so many podcasts lined up. I cannot wait to go over it with you guys. Like, I'm so excited. So many ideas be coming to my mind. And I have like everything lined up. I have my video. I have my thoughts. I have the words. I just got to put them in the order that I want them to be in and start reading them. What the fuck? I be getting random emails now, y'all. So my family already know I'm against that shit. If something happened to me and they talking about, oh, she got a COVID shot, sue their ass. Sue all of them. I want you to put them under the fucking jail. Like, literally. Because y'all already know I'm not with the shit. So, I put this on my Instagram today, and I'm pretty sure Instagram took it down. But it said, choosing your vaccine COVID-19. Facts that you need to know. Pfizer, $4.7 billion in fines for false claims, drug and medical equipment safety, violations, off-label promotion, corrupt practices, kickbacks, and bribery. Moderna has never brought a vaccine to the market since its founding, despite fielding 9+ vaccine candidates, none of which made it through phase 3 clinical trials. You would hope any vaccine can pass phase 3 before it's put on the market. But all of these investors, who is a small percentage of people we all know that run the world, ends up ruling everything because money fucking talks. And I just found out that Bill Gates has funded all of the vaccines. So let's say I have a lot of money and I go to the race house and put my money on all the horses. I'm going to win. I'm going to win. Because I bet on all of them. It's just crazy. It's like he's investing on them because they're making it mandatory, and it's almost like you're going to get a return on your investment. That's like foul proof. For example, if I was doing taxes, I would only give loans to like people with kids. I know they're going to be good for getting money back. Or people who haven't had errors in years, because I don't want to be giving you this money and then you made an error on your return or you lied or something and now I'm out. But if I know you're getting this money, that's a guaranteed loan. Let me give you this money because I know it's coming right back. So anyways, Johnson & Johnson named in hundreds of thousands of lawsuits for toxic or dangerous products, including drugs, shampoos, medical equipment, asbestos, contaminated baby powder. Now, if you don't know about baby powder, I suggest you... I'm learning to say things differently because everybody's on different levels. But if you know more about football or basketball or TV shows or songs or drama or whatever, and you don't know about as much as far as your health, from spirit, from me to you, it's time for you to balance out your life. We're not kids. We're adults. Yes, you can go to doctors and nurses for help and stuff, but you should have a lot of this knowledge in your toolbox. My mom always told me, put this in your toolbox, you can use it later. My toolbox full of so much stuff that I can't even use now because I'm not in those phases of my life, but that don't mean that I can't learn them and store them for later. Like, I should know about vitamins and nutrition and stuff. I shouldn't have to go to we're just getting so fucking lazy. You have to go see a nutritionist because you won't pick up a fucking vitamin book and go to Family Dollar and get the damn vitamins. It's like, at some point, we're paying them to kill us. That's a win-win. They're getting money for the medications that they're poisoning you with, and they're going to get money with insurance or from the funeral home. I wouldn't be surprised at how many people have invested in the funeral homes since COVID has started. But anyways, you honestly should know about baby powder. Like, that should not be a surprise. Everybody, mama, grandma, auntie would put on baby powder after they shower, and it was a whole big thing when they found out it caused cancer. That's ridiculous for you to have a product on a market like that, which we already know history repeats itself, because they let them people smoke cigarettes for how long before they were forced to put a label on there? They let people drink for how long before they put an age and a label on there? It's like they already know the consequences. They be testing on animals and humans, phase 1, 2, or 3. You mean you don't have 3 clinical trial phases and you know nothing about your product? Come on now, y'all. They know. And let me tell you this one thing. When I first started my job with government, I was in training class with one girl, and she had an illness, and we both was going to school for our masters. And everybody was asking me why I'm a vegan. I was like, just the stuff that I'm learning, like the research. Y'all asking me why I'm vegan with the scrunch eyes. I'm scrunching my eyes like, why the fuck you aren't vegan? So many people got worms in their damn intestines, worms in their brain. Like, if we was really nurses and doctors and was on the surgery table with these people, we would be disgusted. That's why you see so many nurses and doctors in shape, because they see this shit every day. They know the inside. We only know the outside. Oh, that burger look good, let me eat it. It's probably 10% meat and who knows whatever else. And what is that doing to your body? It's disgusting. I don't know. I'm about to get off topic. But you should know about the baby powder. AstraZeneca suspended by 24 European countries due to severe lethal adverse reactions like blood clots. This is ridiculous, y'all. That should not be. My heart is saddened. So, remember I told y'all to get Telegram? Well, today at 3:13 on Dr. Tenpenny Telegram, she said Biden is expected to announce Thursday, today's Wednesday, requirement that all federal employees and contractors be vaccinated or submit to regular tests. I'm not going to keep putting nothing up my goddamn nose. They just pulled, now answer me this, they just pulled the test scripts saying that they were faulty, but now you finna mandate this shit? Like, help me make sense. Please help me make sense of this, because the more I look around, it's like people are getting dumber and dumber, and I cannot tolerate it. I don't even want to be around it. I don't know. It's a very weird place to be in. It's like, you don't understand. You don't understand. Like, I honestly feel like they are really dumbing down the human race. Like, people don't even have common thinking skills anymore. Like, it's floods, it's food droughts, and people still partying and living a normal life like everything is okay. It's not. All the stuff I'm researching is like, get your guns, get your vitamins, store up your water, store up your food. Have y'all been to freaking Publix lately? Have y'all been to Family Dollars lately? Everything look a little skimp, don't it? Let me ask you another question. Have y'all been seeing them 16, 18 wheelers on the highway, on the roads? I haven't seen a truck in a hot minute. Y'all. Truck drivers, y'all okay? I need to go sign up for a truck driver page. I saw one where the guy opened the truck and it was nothing but food. And he was like, we can't unload it. They said, leave it here. So whatever strike or whatever they got going on, just food, just rotten. It's such a disgrace. All these animals we kill and murder and all this other stuff just to let that stuff go to waste. We are so ungrateful. But she said Biden is expected to announce Thursday a requirement that all federal employees and contractors be vaccinated or submit to regular tests. There are nearly 2.2 million civil federal employees and 4.25 million if you include military and postal workers. Now, my brother is a post worker. He got a wife and 6 kids. I know for sure I'm against it. So my other family members are against it, but some are. I think it might be half and half as far as my immediate family is concerned. And my other, family members have got it, but it is what it is. It is what it is because we aren't really that close. But if something were to happen to my immediate family, I honestly would lose it. You have to be really, really, really close to me for me to lose it. Otherwise, it's, not to say I'm not going to be so sad, but we don't really have a lot of memories for me to mourn or miss. Have you noticed that? If you have a lot of memories with somebody, death hurts you more. You really don't have memories with somebody, it doesn't. A loss is still a loss, and nobody really dies. We live on, but it's just like, damn, I miss my homie versus, dang, that's so sad. But it's funny because here lately, I've been looking at a lot of Dr. Gilbert Blair videos. Like, I wake up looking at it, I go to sleep looking at it, or when I'm at work and I put my customers on hold and listening to it. And he has this prayer, and I'm going to play it in one of my videos. So I'm going to dedicate a whole episode to him. So knowledgeable. I'm going to put him on my ancestor wall, my teacher mentor wall. I have a teacher mentor wall, and I pray for them every night for all the knowledge that they leave for me. Because some of this stuff I wouldn't know if it weren't for them. Like, I don't know what to randomly search. Like, I kid you not, this stuff just be coming to me, and I just be like, oh my gosh, thank you, universe. And what I was saying is, I feel like my third eye is opening and my pineal gland is decalcifying, because if I ask a question, I get an answer right away. And if I think for somebody just for a brief second, they'll reach out to me. And I'm in this mode where I'm just really staying to myself. I'm reading more. Like, everything is about me. I'm not focused on nobody. I'm not going anywhere. Like, I don't think people are really taking this as serious as me. And I just don't want to be like around it. Like, I don't think I can ask, like, do you have the vaccine, or make them feel some type of way because I don't want to be around them, or because I'm looking out for me. Like, that's all I can do. It's me. Okay, if you don't look out for yourself, who will, right? So I'm really just like saying to myself, I'm in hermit mode. And I honestly love it. I work out, I'm cooking more, I'm reading more, I'm learning more. And I remember when I first started at IRS, I was in the same place. And I met a guy and I never got back to my learning. And then, I got back to this space and I met another guy and I dropped it. And then I was in this space, I met the guy, and I'm like, okay, universe, I think I get what you're trying to show me. I'd be so into this. And then a guy will come along and I'll drop it. So unless I meet somebody that can give me more topics and subjects and on the same wavelength, I don't even want to entertain it, because if I feel like I get off path and it end up coming back, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to be on the path alone. There it is. I don't want to be on the path alone. I want someone that's on the path with me. There you go. So I finally figured that out after how long? But anyways, so what I was getting to about the third eye and the pineal gland is, I was like, universe, I don't want to get the shot. I don't want to wear the mask. What can I do? Boom. Somebody on Telegram. I'm trying to tell y'all, you better download Telegram. When you sign up with a few pages, you'll have so many. I have so many pages, it's ridiculous. And I'm saving the stuff because you see how they was playing with the internet and letting us know they can shut that shit down. So when it shut down, I feel like the age of information is coming to an end. Whatever you haven't learned, baby, you haven't learned. They're going to take it down. That's why I've been buying books heavy. But if I have to move in a tiny house or a van, I'm probably not going to be able to take all my books with me. But once it's in your mind, they can't take it from you anyway. So, but anywho, and there was a link of letters that you can send to your employers and all that. And I'm like, yes. So right when she sent that, on my break, I typed it up. I, changed everything to fit my situation, and I sent it to my manager. I kid you not. After I sent it, I get a message from the union saying, "Oh, tomorrow the president might yada, yada, yada. And we want to, look into exclusions for people with religious backgrounds and health background." And that's me. I have health reasons and I have spiritual reasons. And I'm just not with the fucking bullshit. So I joined the tribe. I'm in the process of joining a teepee tribe. I can give y'all the information for that. And it's an indigenous people. And I really I've been following him for like 2 years now. And I really love how much he's grown. And he used to give a lot of stuff for free. Now he has a Patreon. So I'm about to sign up for his Patreon. And when you join his TP Nation, he can give you a religious exclusion. I'm not in the church anymore. But I'm still, it's still against my religion. Because I'm in a different religion now. And he's more in the Vadoon world, but I love him because he has dabbled into everything. He was a Christian youth pastor. He was heavy with Wicca and doing spells, and I mean dark. He's done voodoo. He knows about Buddha, he's on the same path as me. I call it it's called, not me. It's called omnism. Like, you just take the truth out of everything. But y'all, let me tell you how learning is. The more I learn, the more I change. So I was like, yeah, Wicca. Nah, bitch, them the ones sacrificing babies and drinking their blood. What? So I'm like, okay, thank you for everything that you taught me, Wicca, but let me back the fuck up, because we're not with that shit. I'll go ham on somebody trying to steal my baby for blood. Like, I ain't want no parts of that. I don't care what the spell or wish is. Like, that's just wicked. That's like evil to me. That's like demonic. Like, no. And so there are like light witches, but I'm gonna take what I learned and move my happy ass on. Now I'm learning all the religions point back to Satanism. It's like they have the last laugh. All the religions point back to Satanism. And another thing, which is, gosh, they're so full of trickery. Like, the devil is the author of deceit and confusion. And I'm glad I grew up Christian, because I learned a lot. My grandma would keep that TV on 59. We was at church Sunday to Saturday. Like, I really learned a lot. And I could just be looking at stuff like, yep, I remember that scripture. Yep, remember that scripture. Because it is still true. I just think they stole the truth from our world. But what I was getting at was I'm reading this book called The Dragon Legacy, The Secret History of the Ancient Bloodline. Bruh, when I tell you, like in elementary, I remember I was at Love Grow and we had like a little play with this pole and ribbons going around the pole. Bruh, do you know that symbolized... Okay, so... And this book goes through all of the cultures and tell you how they're the same. He even was talking about Beauty and the Beast and freaking Rapunzel. Like, what? And I should have known that because Walt Disney is a warlock. But anyways, they would sacrifice 6 virgins and 6 youths for a total of 12 to the Lord. Their God or whatever. And I'm like, that's why they be stealing these kids and trafficking stuff. And I can't believe, like, somebody can, like, put out a book like this or that they're okay with saying this stuff. Like, what the fuck? It's just, like, creepy. And it's embedded in all the movies and stuff. We just, like, laugh it off. Like, Dracula, he always wants the blood of a virgin. Like, that's true. He literally talks in here about the blood of the virgin. So, anyways, going around the mulberry was a symbol of the kids getting closer and closer to the pole, because when you get to the pole, it's supposed to be a symbolism of life and death. Like, when you get to the pole, she's going to kill you, but it's going to give her more life. Get it? But anyways, so yeah, the more I learn, I'm going to keep switching it up because I'm thankful for what I learned, but if that ain't the shit, that ain't the shit. Oh, another thing, Santa Claus. Santa Claus is overseas. Of course, all this shit comes from overseas. It's supposed to be a Saint Nick, like not a saint as in Catholic, but was some type of god or deity that had elves, not the elves that they painted for the North Pole, but elves that will get kids that are being bad and sacrifice them. But that shit wasn't going to sell overseas, so they had to switch it to Jolly St. Nick and the elves and the Christmas shop and giving you presents. That's not the fuck they was doing. They wasn't going around. See how they focused on giving presents to the good, but in reality, it's punishing the bad. See how they flipped that story around? Same story, but completely different. So it's like, it's some truth in there. Santa Claus is the truth. The elves are the truth. But that story was completely flipped around. And that's why when you look at a lot of Illuminati and in their I forgot what they're called, in their Mason places, they always have that checker floor for white and black, because they believe that good cannot exist without evil, evil cannot exist without good. That don't mean you capitalize on that shit. Like, how about you just focus on the good? I don't know. Like, why would you want to say good and bad can't exist? So let me be hella bad. Like, I don't know. That's just not my calling this life around. But let me get to the letters and stuff so we don't run out of time. I missed you guys. I hope you missed me. So first, let me start out with First Coast News. First Coast News said, yes, companies can fire employees who refuse to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Only exceptions, employees who can't get a vaccine for reasons related to disability or religious beliefs. Jacksonville, Florida. The debate over COVID-19 vaccine is now more than just a medical dispute. The vaccine debate is now tickling into the workplace. First Coast News has received several inquiries asking about the rights of workers who have or haven't been vaccinated and are transitioning back to normal. The claim, employees are not allowed to ask employees if they've been vaccinated. False. With this claim, many people often cite the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, the HIPAA, for their reasoning. Employment attorney James Poindexter, who often represents workers, said this isn't the case. HIPAA does not protect you from your employer asking about your vaccination status. You do not have any recourse to sue your employer should they ask you about that. You do, however, have the right to not share that information. But at your own risk. This brings us to our next claim. You can't be fired for not being vaccinated. False. Poindexter states, by pointing out that Florida is an at-will state, meaning employers can fire an employee at any time with or without cause. Employees can certainly put in place a vaccine policy mandating all employees be vaccinated. For this reason, we're going to verify this as false, but there are two exceptions to this ruling. Though Florida is an at-will state, employers need to abide by laws preventing discrimination in the workplace. Federal and Florida state law prohibits employers from firing employees based on race, color, religion, sex, gender, identity, pregnancy, sexual orientation, national origin, age, disability, and genetic information. In this case, employees who can't get a vaccine for reasons related to a disability or religious beliefs can't be fired for not getting the vaccine. If you have a religious exemption you can prove, or a medical disability and the employer terminates you for not getting the vaccine as a result of that, you have a pretty good discrimination case in mind, Poindexter said. Okay. So with that being said, I went to my letters and I updated them and I sent them off. And the first letter was a letter who wishes to decline COVID testing and vaccination. To whom it may concern, I am writing to you in regards to the current coronavirus situation and the potential advent of regular coronavirus testing and vaccinations. I do not wish to receive either of these interventions and would like my concerns and wishes acknowledged in writing for my own peace of mind and to ensure there is no ambiguity going forward. In the first instance, I do not wish to receive any further coronavirus testing My reason for declining this test are twofold. Firstly, the test currently being deployed to detect COVID-19 infections is the polymerase chain reaction PCR test. This test, however, was not developed for and is not a reliable indicator of the presence of infectious disease. The Nobel Prize-winning inventor for the test, Carrie B. Mullis, is quoted as stating, PCR tests cannot detect free infectious viruses at will. They can detect genetic sequences of viruses, but not viruses themselves. PCR test technology relies on amplifying results many times over. If they are amplified less than about 35 times, no one will test positive. If they are amplified 60 times, everyone will test positive. So to be clear, a positive PCR test results is no evidence that a person is either unwell with any infection or in any way infectious to others. It is important to recognize that inappropriate use of PCR tests to misdiagnose infectious diseases is not a new phenomenon. In 2007, for the people in the back, and I'm sure before, the presence of positive PCR tests led staff at Dartmouth-Hitchcock Medical Center in the USA to falsely believe they were in the midst of a pertussis in Lebanon, NH, were given a preliminary test and furloughed from work until their results were in. 142 people were told they appeared to have the disease, and thousands were given antibiotics and a vaccine for protection. Hospital beds were taken out of commission, including some in intensive care. However, nearly a year later, people in the back, a year later, the entire episode was declared a false alarm. That's ridiculous. Since not a single case of whooping cough was confirmed, with the definitive test growing the bacterium, Bacillus pertussis in a laboratory, instead it appeared the healthcare workers were probably afflicted with ordinary respiratory disease like the common cold. According to epidemiologists and infectious disease specialists, this episode occurred because too much faith was placed in a quickly and highly sensitive molecular test, the PCR test, that led them astray. Reflecting on this situation, Dr. Kathy A. Petty, an infectious disease specialist at the University of Utah, said the story has one clear lesson. The big message is that every lab is vulnerable to having false positives, Dr. Petty said. No single test result is absolute, and that is even more important with the test result based on PCR. Given the above, I do not feel that it is advisable or necessary for me to receive a PCR test for COVID-19, as the test is not fit for purpose when it comes to diagnosing the presence of an infectious disease. Further, I do not believe that this test is adequately safe. The intranasal nature of the PCR test represents a highly invasive experience that is not only potentially extremely distressing, but it also carries with it risk to health. Media reports have detailed cases of the nasal swab penetrating the blood-barrier brain and causing brain fluid to leak, and there are also reports of the test being contaminated due to inadequate quality controls. Given the above, I will not be volunteering my consent for a COVID-19 test, and I would very much appreciate your prompt acknowledgement that my decision to decline this test will be fully acceptable and that it will not negatively impinge upon my professional progress. I also do not wish to receive any coronavirus vaccinations. This is because multiple eminent health authorities from all across the world have warned against the safety and efficiency of coronavirus vaccine, including Dr. Peter Hotez, UK scientist Hilda Bastain, and former Vice President of Vaccine Manufacturer Pfizer, Dr. Michael Yeadon. Vaccine development usually takes many years or decades, whereas a coronavirus vaccine has been manufactured in less than 12 months. I'm not comfortable with receiving a fast-track product, as by definition, fast-tracking a product means that there is no data on long-term safety. Statistics clearly show that coronavirus does not represent a serious threat to people of my demographic. And if I contract it, I will be overwhelmingly likely to mild or no symptoms and make a full recovery. So it is not seemingly I feel I need a medical intervention, which comes with risk, as all medical interventions do, to prevent. In terms of the risk I might pose to others where I contracted, there is no evidence the vaccine will mitigate this. Also, developers have not been able to state the vaccine stops viral transmission. Therefore, it is in my considered opinion that the potential risks of coronavirus vaccine outweigh the potential benefit. And as such, I do not wish to receive one. I would greatly appreciate your prompt written acknowledgement of my concerns and assurance that my personal medical choice will not negatively impact upon my career progression or how I'm professionally regarded by managers or colleagues. Thank you for your time. I look forward to hearing from you. Yours sincerely, Luv MEESH. Okay, so that was the first one. That was for why are they sending me stuff? I told you I've been getting a lot of weird emails. So that was for me not wanting to get the shot or take that nose swab. Now this one is for the damn mask. This one says, I am deeply unhappy with the current regulations regarding masks and the pressures being exerted upon me to wear a mask for the duration of my shift. I am writing to you because I wish to receive a formal acknowledgement that accepts my legal exemption from such requirements. I have attempted to approach my direct line manager with my concerns, but I have been informed that my exemption is not valid at work. This is not legally correct, so I'm now putting this matter in writing and taking it to other senior managers as well, as I am profoundly concerned about the impact this misinterpretation of the law is having both on myself and other colleagues. I shall explain below why I am legally exempt and why I personally object to wearing a mask. As a sufferer of depression, a condition for which I have a formal diagnosis and am receiving treatment, I have a hidden disability. By law, this excludes me from adhering to the new rules regarding mask wearing. This exemption is not environmental specific. It applies everywhere. For the trust to fail to acknowledge this and to continue to pressure me to wear a mask not only causes me immense distress and therefore exuberates my hidden disability, a condition that was triggered and is exuberated by stress, but it also is a direct contravention of the Equalities Act of 2010 and the Disability Discrimination Act. I would strongly encourage you to take legal advice on this matter, as I have done, to ensure you are completely clear on your obligations to accommodate and not discriminate against members of your staff who might be suffering from hidden disabilities. Whilst I understand the mask regulations are very new, and as such, I'm sympathetic to the fact that you may unintended errors when first attempting to implement them, others may not be so patient. If a member of staff with a hidden disability is put under pressure to wear a mask or asked to elaborate on why they are not wearing a mask, this contravenes the law of disability discrimination in the workplace, and thus the staff member in question will be fully entitled to take further legal action against you, the employer, for not appropriately applying the law. It is also my personal belief that as a health professional, having studied in the available evidence extensively, that face coverings and surgical masks are not effective in preventing the spread of viruses. But they do increase the risk of several health conditions, some of them serious. These are not risks I wish to take, especially with my existing vulnerabilities. As some recipients of this letter will be aware, I have recently taken a significant amount of sick leave from work as a direct result of my hidden disability. When I am forced to obstruct my airways with a mask, therefore, if I wear a mask, I risk further undermining my health, leading to further absences from work, which may have a number of extremely undesirable professional and personal repercussions. I am happy to provide you with further documentary evidence to support my beliefs that masks are ineffective and dangerous where it comes to preventing viral transmission and promoting optimal health, and I will do so if you would like to see it. However, my priority and primary purpose in composing this correspondence is to receive a formal acknowledgement that there will be no further exemption of pressures for me to wear a mask due to my hidden disability. I would like to further request you ensure all colleagues are aware of the law regarding hidden disabilities and the fact that disability sufferers are legally exempt from mask wearing. And in order to ensure that neither I nor any other colleague is discriminated against by peers due to our maskless appearance at work, please reply to this message within 7 working days or I will be obligated to take further legal action. Boom. I'm not playing with them. So one thing about me, I may not be street smart, okay? Because the streets didn't raise me. My mom and dad did, okay? But I'm book smart, like y'all. I love going to school since I was a little girl. I love doing homework. I love researching and learning. I love doing essay. I'm the girl in the class with the discussion boards 2 pages long. You skip past mine and go to somebody else's. You give me a subject, I'm going to defend it to the death. Matter of fact, in all my relationships, I'm going to defend myself to the very end. There's only one person that I can have a healthy debate with that never turns ugly. Well, I think it turned ugly one time. But I usually can get a laugh out of it. With everyone else, I'm frustrated, I'm aggravated, like leave me the fuck alone, like whatever. I'm like, I'm over you next. But this person is just like, alright. Well, actually 2, maybe 2. No. Because the other one, I'd be like, goodbye. But one person, I can be like, all right. Just because he's so understanding and open-minded and doesn't shoot me down. He doesn't shoot me down and also can get me to see his point of view. See, a lot of people, when you tell them something that they disagree with, they want to shoot you down. You're wrong. Listen to me. I'm not like that. When people come to me for advice, I'm always like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I get where you're coming from. Oh, and I get where you're coming from too. And it's not that wishy-washy or choosing sides. I genuinely and honestly get both sides. You did what the fuck you did because of XYZ, and you did what the fuck you did because of ABC. I get it. But everybody doesn't look at life like that. And I don't know if it's a Libra thing. And I know you don't have to really go into your astrology too deep because you can transform yourself into anything. I can transform into a freaking Gemini if I wanted to. I mean, you are really in control of your destiny. But traditionally, these are some of the characteristics that I most likely can relate to. And I think that's really what more astrology is. What a person can relate to more so because of the energies that were in the sky. Not really what they are, just what they relate to. And you cling to what you relate to, right? So yeah, that one person, we can really... Aww. We can talk for days. That's what it is. We can fucking talk for days. About everything. About health, about love, about science. I like that. That's what it is. I like to talk. I like to learn. But anyways, back to being not street smart. I'm learning a little bit about this street. You know what? The only thing I'm learning about the street is these niggas. Because these niggas ain't ish. I don't have my heart broken so many times. I think I got it now. Fuck these niggas. They just want to play. And if you don't want to play, don't go on the playground. It's really simple. It's so simple. You might want to get on the swings, but no, girl, don't do it. You might want to get on the slide. No, girl, don't do it. You might want to play basketball. No, girl, don't do it. You might want to jump rope. No. I think it's just a male thing. They literally are hunters. They're just out there doing their thing and not really caring about the consequences until later in life. And you just gotta have your guard up. You just honestly have to have your guard up. And that's where those boundaries come from, and knowing what you really like. And I got it now. Like I was telling my friend, I was like, oh my God, I finally got it. I was like, I don't want somebody looking at me like, oh my God, you're eating a vegan burger. I want somebody like making the damn vegan burger. Like, yeah, let me show you about this. And yeah, we're going to make this juice. And yeah, we're going to do this smoothie. And yeah, let's go on a nature walk. And yeah, let's sit down and meditate. Like, I've been looking at the wrong niggas. But that's another podcast. I finally figured it out. So I could point out a million things and say he was wrong and he was wrong and he was wrong. No, they were exactly who they were. I was wrong for either thinking that we could mesh or giving it a try or whatever. I'm going to just put the blame on me because, oh no, I think I can say it a better way. When you meet someone, you have to be okay with them 1,000% because they may never ever change. And if you can't agree with that, then just walk away. And same thing with me, because shit, this mouth is going to always run. I'm always going to be a spoiled brat. I'm always going to want to do things my way because I've been doing it my whole life. Why is it going to change overnight? And, you know, it is what it is. And the people in my circle love me for who I am. So why wouldn't I want somebody else that can fit within that same group of people? So, and that might not be for you, which is okay. So it just took a little minute. But I got it. So that's just been interesting, like self-reflecting, like, okay, girl, I don't know, like just taking time for me. I think in my life, I'd be so concerned by everybody else and then what I could do for you and showing you that I care, showing you that I love you. And I'm just giving it all to me. I'm being selfish as fuck, and I don't care, and I'm gonna stay this way. Because if I don't look after me, who will? And I love it. And I've just been at peace. Like, if the only way I can have peace is to be single, then I stay fucking single. That's fine with me. Because a lot of people don't get it. And you know what else I realized too? People can only love at the level of love that they have. And you have to be strong to accept love from everybody. And I don't think I'm that strong. Like, I have a level of love, and you either going to match that or we're not going to be. And that's just that. And, you know, some people call that selfish, and some people call that not settling. And I'm going to just say it's not settling. And the universe has just been showing me exactly what is in store for me. And I just be having the biggest smile on my face. And I'm just so happy because I know it's coming. And I just be cooking now. Like, I made macaroni and cheese, vegan macaroni and cheese. It was so good. I was licking my fingers, y'all. And I had saw this girl on YouTube bake it with no eggs, y'all. No eggs. I made my own cheese. You need walnuts, almond milk, your seasonings. That's it. Blend that shit. That's it. And it was so good. I even got some left over because I made too much. Or I didn't boil all the noodles. So if I make noodles again, I already have the sauce. And matter of fact, I got some nacho chips in there so I can dip it. I made my own damn cheese. And then I found this one girl. Her husband, he's so good. He'll be, they just had a newborn baby, 3 weeks, y'all. And, she was making a smoothie and he was telling her what to put in there and what the nutritions are. And yeah, and this is good for you and the sea moss and this, that, and other. And I'm like, that's what it is. Like, I love that, y'all. Like, I don't want to be the one always teaching something. Like, especially if you're older than me, you just eat Golden Corral every day. Like, what the fuck? Do you care about yourself? I honestly feel like there's levels. Like when you say I love myself, there's levels to self-love. Are you stretching? Are you doing yoga? Are you going for walks? Are you going for a run? Or do you have a bicycle? Do you go ride that shit? Do you work out? Do you go to the gym? Do you go to the gym in your apartment? Do you go to the gym in the neighborhood? But you get your hair and nails done. But you get your tape up and you get your beard. But the insides is fucked up. Like, I don't know. They said the world split from 3D to 5D. And don't ask me how we just get right over the fuck 4. But I'm in 5D, and I do not relate with 3D anymore. I don't. Sorry. I still love you. I can love you from a distance. I just don't relate anymore. The things I used to do, I do not enjoy anymore. I don't. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There is too much to learn. There's too much at stake. There's too much to prepare for. There's too much change to still be living this la-la land. Like, if you look at the news, there's floods. There's dust storms. There's a new credit system coming. They're finna get rid of the dollar. They're trying to force you to get this shot. They're changing your DNA. They're about to turn on 5G. It's going to be hard for people to breathe. 5G messes with your ability for your blood getting oxygen out of your blood. People are suffocating to death. I can't keep partying. I can't keep living life like that. Like life, we really at war right now. And I don't really know how to explain it. But I ain't going back to 3D. It's 5D and up from here. But I've just been learning a lot about myself. And I just want to share those letters with y'all. If you don't want to do something, you don't have to do it. No matter if the president says it. The president knock on your door, you tell him to go to hell too. Like, no. No means no means no. Like, we're not slaves anymore. Like, I feel like slavery again. Like, so you don't want to pick cotton? We gonna hang Susie and everybody gonna get around and watch. Like, what the fuck? I don't want to get the shot. And we're working from home anyway. Leave me the fuck alone. What me and my house got to do with you and your household? We're not even in the damn building. And if I am in the building and I don't have the shot, good for you for getting a shot, because you shouldn't have to worry about my ass. This is how I know them vaccines changed. When I was little, I had chicken pox, but my brother did not. Whatever vaccine he had, that shit worked. My brother did not have chicken pox. For the best of my knowledge. My mama gonna have to correct me on that one. But me and my sisters, we all got in a tub together so we all can get it, so we can all hurry up and get rid of it. That's how they did in the olden days. And that's another thing. My mama them healed me. They didn't take me to the hospital. My God, she has chicken pox. What do I do? She put me in a damn oatmeal bath. It smelled so good we wanted to eat it. She put that damn chamomile all over my body. Like, women really was healing the nation. And they took that away from women. And you have more men doctors than women. So that goes deep. Like, men have despised women for a very long time. And another thing they want to say that Eve came out of Adam. I do not agree with that. Adam came out of Eve. Remember I just told y'all about Santa Claus? How it is in Western versus how it is in Eastern. Same story, flip-flopped. Okay, Adam and Eve. Same story, flip-flop. But you got to dig deep to understand that, you know. So don't I ain't tripping. You just got to read, you just got to dig. YouTube is there for us. You just got to go find it. But I hope it was a lot in here, y'all. Sorry to not stick to the message. But I hope you guys have a great day, whatever time it is, morning, noon, or night. Thank you for listening to Luv MEESH Podcast. And if nobody told you today that I love you, let me be the first. I love you. And I hope you have a good day. Mwah. Talk to you later. Bye. Thanks a million for listening. There's a million podcasts in the world. You clicked on this one, little this one, to hear what I have to say. I hope universe has a special message for you. You can reach me on Linktree at /love.meesh. I hope you have a better than great day. Love ya. Talk to you later. Bye.
You all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. And yet, I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction.